let's go back to the application. It's built, so I can restart, I guess. And now about system design or architecture. We already discussed about crawler and indexer. Hello guys, welcome back. And in this video we will talk about project that we will build together. It will be open source. It is open source project. It's an existing project. And for this particular video, I will be talking about system design or overall architecture of this project. I should say that it's not system design for interviews. It will be system design of existing project. And we will, in the next videos, we will advance this system design and work on it together. Before we jump into the details of this architecture and then components, shortly about the project. If you follow this channel, you might know about the DevHub project we had in Python. And it was our example project to show how you can do monorepo with Python, Go, and React Native, and etc. But for quite some time, I didn't post anything about this DevHub because I switched to the internal project. And then project we will use for this open source and for collaborative work. It will be based on my internal project, and it is kind of search engine, but search engine for development related articles, and initially it will be software engineering related articles. In terms of source code, it has already some features. It's not empty project. For example, I have backend that gets data from predefined sources. I have service discovery, very simple one for now. I have this Docker and Docker Compose enabled within these projects, and they runs. And also there is ongoing process for logging and etc. But I want to say that all these details we will discuss within our videos. And final goal is to have a working project that we can build together and then deploy together and etc. By together I mean that I will do development and coding part of it. I will record videos on it and then deploy, but it will be open, so anyone who is interested can send their suggestions, or for example pull request or documentation, etc. So it's quite open. And for this particular video, I want to discuss about the overall system design, let's say, or at least components that we have. As you can see in our source code, I will put all the links in details in description of this video, so no worries. So as you can see from repository, for now we have 4 parts. Main part is a BSE folder. It is separate Go project which gets links from external sources and parse them. And for now it stores it in a MongoDB database. We will have separate video to talk about the structure of this project, how we work with MongoDB, and etc. We have second part, which is ST. It stands for Service Discovery, and this is very basic Go project with one file actually, and I needed it for internal configurations. But this project basically returns some JSON data with links to the other internal parts. Actually, we can run this part. For now, we can run all these parts actually, but let's start with the ST folder. So it has Docker Compose. I will just use Docker Compose up. And this should start our Docker environment. Might need to, okay. I use this Docker extensively, so it seems as there is some error, so I will just restart my Docker Compose. Docker Compose. yeah, it's starting. So while it's starting, I will run this project so we can see what it returns. But while my Docker is initializing, I want to go further. And we have this ST project that we will see in a second. And then there is another project, which is API. For now, it's empty. But in future, it will contain our APIs that our frontend will use to get data from our backends. And we have another project which is front-end web, and it is very simple React application. For now, this React application, it works. There is some pages, but it works with mock data, so there is no relation between our front-end and back-end APIs. We will add it in our next feature videos, but at least there is a placeholder for this project, and you can see structure of it. And we have kind of CI environment, continuous integration environment, which run our tests, check our Docker and Docker Compose if they work or not. So, and for this I use, we can see example, I use GitHub Actions for this. And you can see what is executed, let's say. Let's try to execute our service discovery. I see that Docker is working now. So once more, Docker Compose up. I am doing it in while it's running. So I am doing it. Okay. So I have another pane in iTerm. So this application is iTerm. I use this as a terminal. I can set up two parts. Basically, it's two panes. It's like tabs. If you don't know about this project, about this application. So what I want to do, I want to show this folder, backend st. In this folder, we have, as I said, it's the same as this one. So it's the same as in public repository. So if I go back and open backend st, you will see the same structure. And when I start up Docker Compose, we can see this Docker Compose file. We will have a very simple Go application running, and I use this Docker file to set up my Go application. Just set up this Go application. Basically what we do here, we set these environments. This one of the service discovery, it is not the last one, because I see in configurations that it has some missing points. It is previous version, but I can run it, I guess. I forgot the 9080, that's a port. I just want to show what it looks like, localhost 9080. As I said, this one is quite simple, but I have a pull request with a more extensive features. I want to run it to show difference. Git fetch. So it is in another branch, so I want to go to this branch and check out. And the name for the branch was Cuban, I guess. Let me find it. This one. I have it locally. And if I check my source code now, you can see difference. There is more configuration, and I will start my Docker Compose again. And this time I will provide build option. So because I got new Docker file and it contains a new, I think I got new Docker file. Yeah, Docker file is almost same, but anyway, I need to rebuild it. So I can't find a suitable configuration file in this directory because I am running it on a root. So I need to go to the st, backend st. It stands for service discovery, and run it again. yeah, it will take some time to build. So in the meanwhile, we can go further and see. So I will back to the Docker Compose, see what else we have in the project. So as I said, we have API, service discovery, search engine. Yeah, it's called search engine. So this one is a most interesting right now. It consists of this logic for getting URLs, parsing them, and etc. But before diving into the details, I should say that we will have more detailed video on this project, and we will have more on each part, like MongoDB, logging, and etc. But on high level, it looks like this. So basically, it's our crawler. It will work for now every 15 minutes to get predefined source links and parse them to get article links. And then they will be stored in our MongoDB. So this one is a MongoDB. And also we will have, in future, we will have reactive events, like we will have Kafka for this, that will notify our other parts, in future, of course, that we have a new article. So you can, for example, start indexing it. And by indexing it, I mean, let's say we have article on Python machine learning. When we'll index them, we will get some kind of keyword saying that this article belongs to the Python, machine learning, and etc. etc. So, and then we will use this data in our search. But for now, let's go back to the application. It's built, so I can restart, I guess. Yeah, that's the latest structure for our JSON. And in this structure, I have more dependencies, more parts, and you can see differences between internal and public. I will, in details, explain differences, but shortly, in our, for example, when I run search engine itself, project for search engine, you can see that there is a lot more in Docker Compose. And we will have, believe me, even more. I mean components. For example, we will have logging, and we will have metrics, and etc. And by having this internal and public, we can distinguish IPs and ports that we expose to the external world, and we use internal within our Docker Compose. Let's say, for example, we have let's say we have Elasticsearch for logging. Maybe we don't want to expose Elasticsearch itself. We want to expose only Kibana, which is UI for Elasticsearch. And in our internal and public part of this service discovery, we will have different URLs. But this topic, and especially service discovery itself, we will extensively talk about them and discuss it. But for now, if you want to try this project, you can go and run this Docker Compose and see how it works. And now about system design or architecture. We already discussed about crawler and indexer, but as I already mentioned, we will have API to provide internal data to our front ends. In future, we will have collectors that will be part for example, data aggregation, and etc. We can use it for analytics and so on and so on. We will discuss on this later. And also there will be parts, for example, in our front end right now it's only web, but in future we can have, for example, iOS and Android applications, or React Native application initially. And for them we can have so-called BFF, which will be backend for front end. And in this part we can have only specific endpoints that our front end needs. And this can be, for example, simple Python or Node.js project. So we will make decision on this later. But also there is other components of system design, which is, for example, our storage, MongoDB. We will use Elasticsearch and Kibana for logs. We will use Prometheus and Grafana for metrics. On this one, I don't have anything. So if you have time to help, you can send me a pull request. Firstly, it needs to be in our backend search engine project, and then we need to expose it to other projects as well. But I have one pull request for this part. If you go to the pull request, and that's actually the one that we see running right now. So in this pull request, I am working on enabling Elasticsearch for backends. It is in Go, and you can actually take and check it and review it and help with some parts if you want. And this one, if I'm not wrong, yeah, in this one I also have extended version of service discovery. Yeah, you can see it on the screen. To keep this video short, I planned it as a like introduction to our system design for this project. But if I want to summarize, so this project will be about building search engine, very simple one. It's not Google. For development related articles, we will gather all these links from internet, from engineering blogs of Google, Facebook, and etc., and get these article links and provide a website where you can see these links. In future, there will be also user APIs, for example, who likes which articles, and later we can use, for example, machine learning algorithms just to test them and provide like suggestions. If you like more Go and MongoDB related articles, you will see more on this topic. But it's for future. For our first version, I plan that we get these source links, we parse them and provide in our web application. That's our first goal. About this planning and what will be in first version, second version, you can see our issues. We already have a list of them. That's what's planned. And also I have a wiki page where I explain some conventions I use internally, and also there is some explanation on how backend works, and there is some planning. For example, what's planned for version 1, what's planned for version 2, and etc. If you are interested in this project, I highly recommend that you check this part. As I said, in the description of this video, I will put links, and there will be kind of one slide where you can see all the links. Please check. On system design architecture, I said it is initial one. I will extend this one, and we will have more in detail one in one of our next videos. But next one after this will be about our Go application structure. Please check this video as well. And for now, thanks for watching, and if you have any suggestions or if you want to help this project, please contact me. I will put all the contact details in the description as well. And thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.